So today we are going to learn about feelings. We are going to talk about the different feelings that you can have and all of the emotions that you can go through and understand maybe why we feel that way. And we're going to check in with our feelings for today. So number one, before we get started, are the expectations for class. There are two major things that you need to do throughout this whole entire time, and that is that you stay calm and safe. I would prefer for you to stay on your mats, but if you do need to wander around the room, use the bathroom, please do so. In this class today, we are going to talk about our feelings. In today's class, we are going to learn about feelings. We're going to talk about the different feelings that you can have and why. Sometimes we can get mad, sad, angry, happy, and we don't always understand why. Today we are going to learn about the different feelings that we have, why we feel them, and if we get angry or mad or scared, how we can calm those feelings and ourselves through movement and breathing. While we are practicing, I want you to focus on your current feeling. We're about to do a feeling journal, which you'll put the feeling that you're having at this moment. And we'll have a moment at the end of class where you'll get to say to yourself if that feeling changed. So make sure to focus on your feelings. Okay. So now we're going to do our feeling journal. It's like this. I've also added the link for it. And on the top, you'll see it says, "Today I feel." And you have multiple choices of smiley faces here. Now, not all feelings are in these smiley faces, but these are the general ones. And if you feel that Miss Kate needs to help you, I can add a smiley face down here of how you're currently feeling. But your options on this sheet are, you're happy. When we are happy, we're usually doing something that we enjoy. We're with the people that we love. We might be eating yummy food. This is when I would ask them what makes them feel happy. The second feeling is of sadness. Sometimes we feel sad when mom and dad have to go to work. Sometimes we feel sad when we get hurt. Sometimes we feel sad when we watch a movie. What are times that you feel sad? You're surprised. I act surprised when I get a surprise birthday party, or maybe I get a surprise treat from a friend, or a surprise visit. Someone comes unannounced to my house. That's where I'll act surprised. What are times that you act surprised? Sometimes we can feel surprised. Sometimes we can feel scared. We can feel scared about monsters. You can feel scared about loud noises. You can feel scared about fireworks. It's something that you don't prefer. And it makes you just feel a certain sad, almost sad and anxious. Anxious is another word. Another feeling on here is angry. We feel angry or upset or mad when a friend takes our toys. There's no more ice cream left in the freezer. Our brother took our shirt without asking. That's when we'll feel very angry. And embarrassed. Sometimes I feel embarrassed when I fart in public. That was always a favorite with the kids. Or I feel embarrassed if I spill something on my shirt in public. There are many things that you can feel embarrassed about. Sometimes I even feel embarrassed when I skip up my words. And then I will ask them time that they feel embarrassed. And if there's none of these feelings up here that you identify with and you need Miss Kate's help, we're about to go around. You're going to circle one of these feelings, or the one that you're going to ask me to help with, and then you're going to draw that feeling. and why you feel that way. So if you choose happy, you say happy because, and then draw it in here. Tell me how you feel through picture, why you feel that way through picture. You're gonna have 5 minutes to do this. If you need my help, please read. I will come around the room with crayons. The expectations with crayons are that you're calm and safe. We are going to keep it onto our mat and our sheet. If we get crayons on our mats, it's okay, but please keep it to the sheet. We are going to have a voice level 1. We can chat with our friends here and share our feelings. You only have to share your feelings by choice. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But after we are done coloring, we are going to share with everyone how we feel. But once we are done, I'm going to share how I feel. You can share how you feel. If you don't feel like participating in this, don't worry. You don't have to. You can just lay on your mat. Or maybe draw a picture for me on the back of the sheet. Now I'm going to read 2 books about feelings. My first book is My Body Sends a Signal: How to Recognize and Express Emotions. My body sends me so many signals to tell me how I feel. Sometimes I sweat, my stomach rumbles, it's hard to breathe, my heart races like crazy. Sometimes I want to jump for joy, and then I want to yell or cry. But why? One day, my mom said, I have a nice surprise for you, but you have to wait until lunch. What could it be? I just couldn't wait. I walked around the house, unable to concentrate on anything. I started playing with my blocks, but my brain just wouldn't stop thinking about the surprise long enough to build a tall castle. Then I got my train set out. But for some reason, the choo-choo just wasn't much fun. Next, I tried to use my toy tools to build the best race car ever, but my brain kept wondering about the surprise Mom had for me. My heart beat faster and faster. My skin tingled. I felt ants in my pants. I was so excited. Mom hugged me. Not long to wait, she said. And then I heard the doorbell. Mom looked at me, smiling. Do you want to open the door, she asked. I rushed to the door and I opened it wide. There, with arms wide open to hug me, stood Grandma and Grandpa. Surprise! Grandma said with a big smile. Who's this big man? My eyes shined and a wide smile lit up my face. I jumped for joy. I was so happy. My grandpa asked me to show him what I learned in school. I showed him the letters that I had learned to write, the books that I read with Mom, and the pictures that I had drawn. Then I handed him the dragon I had created from soft clay the other day. It's a present for you, Grandpa, I told him. Do you like it? Like it, he explained. I loved it. It's a piece of art. I stood up straight. I held my head up. My eyes shined. I felt very proud of myself. The next day, the weather was perfect for a day out, and we went to the zoo. The sun was shining bright, and the animals were enjoying the perfect day. First, we went to the tigers. We were standing behind a large glass wall, so we could see them clearly. A big tiger was lying in front of us. He seemed to be asleep, or maybe just relaxing in the sun. 2 boys who were standing beside me decided to annoy the tiger. They were screaming, knocking on glass, and making faces until suddenly the tiger jumped right up in front of us and growled menacingly. Boom, boom, my heart jumped, my knees shook, my legs got weak. I felt pain in my stomach. I wanted to hide. I was so scared. My grandma quickly pulled me back and hugged me. It's okay to be scared, said Grandma. I was frightened too. I breathed out. My heart felt normal again. My knees weren't so wobbly anymore. I calmed down. It felt safe. My misfortunes did not end there. As we walked out of the tiger enclosure, I'd smell an awful smell. Where it came from, I wondered. Then I looked down and saw that I had stepped in a squishy, stinky poo. Ugh, I exclaimed. My nose wrinkled up, my upper lip curled, my head shook from side to side, my mouth got all watery, and I thought I might throw up. I was so disgusted. Excuse me. Grandpa stroked my back. Oh dear, he said. Let's go clean. This was the last straw. I no longer wanted to go see other animals. I wanted to go home. What an awful day. I tried to stop it, but my bottom lip just couldn't help but stick way out there. My whole body felt down. My eyes felt watery. I was going to cry. I was very sad. When we got home, things only got worse. It appears my sister decided to play with the robot that my granny and granddad had brought me. She dropped it from the table. It cracked and stopped working. I just couldn't bear it anymore. My hands clenched, my shoulders tensed up. I pushed my sister and kicked that stupid table. I started to yell. I felt so angry. Oh, my darling, Mom said and hugged me. I understand that you are upset. You have the right to be angry. I think you should take some time to cool down. And then we will discuss how you can fix your robot. And Mom took me to my room. Later, Mom called me to come down for dinner. I did not really want to eat. My cheeks turned red. I felt very hot. My hands were trembling. I could not raise my head and look into my granny's eyes. I was ashamed of my behavior. I am very sorry, I said. Grandma hugged me, looked into my eyes, and said, you have the right to be angry. And you needed to let off some steam. But it is not okay to yell, kick, and you can control your anger instead of letting it control you. I can teach you some ways to do it. First, take 10 very deep breaths. Slowly breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. While counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why don't we try? Take a deep breath in and out. We'll go to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Instead of throwing or kicking things because of anger, just squeeze this anger in your hands and hold it there tightly and let go. Let's try it ourselves. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Tight. Tight, 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 tight. And let go. Instead of yelling or saying bad things, just say, I'm angry. Instead of hitting someone, just walk away. Don't let your anger be your boss. Do you promise to try this next time? Yes, I nodded. I know you will, said Grandma, and kissed me. You are such a smart boy, and I love you. The next morning, I slept late. Mom did not wake me up. She probably wanted me to recover from all the stress I had the day before. On the way to the living room, I heard familiar noise. I immediately understood what it was. I rushed into the room. Yes, I was right. My granddad was sitting on the floor, and the robot was walking in front of him. I could not believe my eyes. My eyebrows raised, and my eyes opened wide, and my mouth opened. I was totally surprised. Granddad laughed. See, I fixed it. It was just a small thing, nothing serious, so here, it's working perfectly again. I rushed to Grandpa and hugged him tightly, and then I did a funny dance around the robot. I was filled with joy. Each day, my body sends me a lot of signals. All these signals are meanings. My tummy is going rumble rumble to tell me that I'm hungry. My mouth gets dry to tell me I am thirsty and it's time to drink some water. I yawn when I am tired or bored. I get goosebumps when I get cold, and I sweat when I am hot. I get butterflies in my stomach when I'm nervous. I get so many feelings, and they are all perfectly fine. Do you remember being scared or ashamed, sad, or happy? Share your story with me. Ask me or your friend around you to help you find the right words. So, on the count of 3, we'll all say how we feel. We'll say, I feel blank. So 1, 2, 3. I feel cheerful. Well, that was a really great story about so many, many different feelings that we can have. And now we're going to read one more about our feelings. We're going to read Feeling All My Feelings. Kyle is a little kid with a lot of big feelings. Feelings that he just can't hide. Feelings are important. They're all the things you feel inside. When Kyle feels sad, he cries so much that it's hard to stop. When he feels happy, he smiles so much that his heart might pop. When he feels scared, his heart beats fast as he runs and hides. When he feels brave, his heart beats fast as he conquers the slides. When he feels amused, he giggles and cackles. But when things get really funny, he laughs till his knees buckle. He feels upset, he screams and shouts. When he feels disappointed, he sighs and pouts. When he feels under the weather, he lies down in bed all day. When he feels energetic, he comes out to play. When he feels disgusted, he makes a yucky face. When he feels shy, he hides in a quiet place. So many big emotions for such a little child. Some can be extreme, some a bit mild. It's okay to feel your feelings. You can't always help how you feel. It's important to remember these feelings are normal and real. But when it feels too big for you, just remember that you have a secret superpower. Take a close look and you may find that you can tweak some of these feelings in your mind. Your mind is your superpower. You hold the key. You can feel more than one feeling. You just try it and see. When you feel sad, you can think a happy thought to feel less bad. When you feel angry, you'll find your face in a frown. You can take a deep breath to calm yourself down. When you feel scared like a shivering bunny, you can turn that thought into something that's funny. When you feel so disgusted that you wrinkle your nose, a really nice thought can help you through those. So don't let your feelings get the best of you. Life brings you many challenges, but you can choose what to do. It will take time. And stay true. Our start of more to come just for you. Now, if you'd like to share a moment of those 2 books that was your favorite, please raise your hand and we can talk about it. Now we are going to learn on how to do a yoga sequence, asana, to get our bodies moving from sitting so long. We are going to move our bodies and add a feeling to each pose. These could be used when maybe you are not in the mood to communicate and want someone in the class or myself to know how you are feeling. If you like, you can show us how you are feeling by going to the pose at the end. It can even just be your favorite feeling at the moment that you can share. So let's head into our asana.
All right, let's go get those wiggles out. Let's get any bit of funky energy out of us. All right, let's get to the back of our mat where we're going to stand in mountain pose. With our stand up tall, arms by your side. You will also call this the proud pose when you're feeling super proud of yourself. And move side to side, wiggle around a little bit, wiggle the toes, wiggle the feet. And take a deep breath in and raise our hands all the way up high, all the way up high, reaching the stars. This is I would call excited pose. Reaching our hands all the way high to the sky, maybe going from side to side. Now we're going to reach all the way down into sad pose, our ragdoll. And reach down to the earth, hands hanging low. And hold our elbows, rock side to side. If you feel it hurting you, you can bend your knees, come back way up and back down. Swaying side to side. Now we're going to move our way to the mat in onto all fours. We're going to have our hands planted, our knees planted. We can wiggle around a little bit, get a little energy out here. But we are going to do cat and cow, both of which I like to call surprised pose. We are surprised. You're going to breathe in and curl up like a cat. Breathe out. Moo like a cow. Breathe in. We're hiding from the surprise. Breathe out. Surprise! Coming out of birthday cake. Now we're going to go down to what I call the calming pose. Here we're going to have our stomach over our knees, our hand reaching out, just breathing. I need a moment is the other name I like to call this pose. I just need a moment. You can use this pose whenever you just need a moment. In class, we're going to come back up. Hands are in to the floor. We are in snake pose with pushing up. Our feet are pointed. Shoulders back. Taking a deep breath in, taking a deep breath out. Heart lifts up. This can also be known as scared pose. Now we're going to move into our happy pose, downward dog. We're happy. Our body feels good. Downward dog makes my body feel so good. All right, we're going to walk our feet forward. Hanging over, gentle grace. Halfway point, bringing back down. And coming all the way up. Hands reaching to the sky in that excited pose. Excited, excited, stretching and stretching and stretching and stretching. We're excited. Getting our body moving. And we're going to slowly bring ourselves, hands down to our side, into our proud pose. Proud pose, we'll move around a little bit. We're going to wiggle out again. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Get our energy going again. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right.
We are almost to the end where we're going to have a little bit of rest. We're going to do one last thing. We're going to learn two breaths, guys. We're going to learn monster breath and lion's breath. Monster's breath helps when you are feeling scared or sad. It's a way that we can cheer ourselves up. And lion's breath is to help when we are tired or angry. It'll bring us back energy. You can use these breathing techniques when you have those feelings, or you need to release the energy you have bottled up. While I have assigned the breaths to certain feelings, they don't have to be only for those feelings. If they help, and use them. So even if you're happy or you're feeling anxious during your happiness, you can use these breaths. So the first one we're going to do is the monster breath. And like I said, you use this when you feel a little bit scared or uneasy. And we need to make ourselves laugh. And what you're going to do is you're going to stick. Next, we're going to do monster's breath. We're going to take a deep breath in, stick out our tongue, and then blow. Let's try that again. Taking a deep breath, stick out your tongue, and blow. One last time. Take a deep breath, stick your tongue out, and blow. The next breath we're going to learn is lion's breath. We're going to take a deep breath in. You're going to open up your mouth and you're going to go. You're going to try it with me. Take a deep breath in. And let it out. Like a lion. Take a deep breath in again. Last one. And breathe out. Good job. So you can use these breaths whenever you have an emotion that you just don't like and you want to change, or if you need a moment to just calm down. Next, we're going to be going into rest. Join me in a seated, calm, I need a moment pose, so child's pose. And let's think of the feelings that we've had during today's class. Now let's think of the feeling that we had when we first got to class. Has that feeling changed? If so, how? If not, why? Is there something that we learned today in this class that could possibly change our feeling? Now I just want us to sit in silence for 1 minute. Okay, slowly come up from child's pose or I need a moment. I hope that you learned a lot about feelings and that you can use some of the techniques that we learned today when we feel sad or angry. Namaste.